call the meeting to order. It's now 7 o'clock, and there are no gender adjustments, and the meeting is being videotaped. Stand and salute the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And I think I said there were no gender adjustments. May I have a motion on the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Situate and Abington. All in favor? Any discussion?
Aye.
Unanimous. Student of the month. Mike.
This is a good thing.
Justin, join me up here, please. Once again, this month, we're going back to the town of Hanson. I think we've been to Hanson a few times this year, but we'd like to recognize Justin Robertson from carpentry. This might be our first carpentry student this year, I believe. So congratulations there. Justin, by all accounts, has been a success story of South Shore VOTEC. We have seen Justin grow immensely academically throughout his time in carpentry. A couple of his teachers have joined us here today. His carpentry teachers have spent time talking about his leadership, that he is now on site and taking the initiative. Other students look up to him. He is looking for more work, looking for more opportunities, looking for more growth, and by all accounts, like I said, he has been a true success story here. So I would like to recognize Justin with his certificate. There you go. And these are our new and improved backpacks that we're going out now. So I hope you use that. You can, I don't know if it's big enough to throw your helmet in there and some tools. I don't know if it's big enough for that, but we look forward for continued great things from you, Justin. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Student Advisory Council. Shannon?
Hi. So I only have a few things. Spring sports started a few weeks ago, and softball just played its second game, and lacrosse played its first game today, and baseball played another game. They're not doing the best, but hopefully they will get better by the time the season ends and we'll be successful. Yay! And drama did their performances of Almost Maine a week ago, and it was very successful. A lot of people showed up. It was excellent and really funny, and I'm really proud. And that's April in student life.
Thank you, Shannon.
Yep.
Treasurer Jim?
Thank you, Bob.
The Treasury report is in your package for March. As you're aware, when we do the billings for various the towns, member towns, they go out, and we have collected a significant amount of numbers through the month of March. Overall, page 1, our checking account balance, $372,000. That's abnormally high for the end of the month, but the end of the month was on a payroll week. It was a Tuesday. It was payroll 2 days later, so we left the money in the account to cover the payroll and the warrants that were being paid later on that week. So the savings accounts, again, are just sitting there, growing interest. Petty cash fund is again, doesn't change from month to month. It's still there. Total cash balance, $2.5 million. Our OPEB reserve account, $477,000, so that continues to grow. There's a lot of discussion around OPEB and moving forward into the audit and stuff for next year. So, but we have a reserve account that continues to grow. And down below, we just have the reconciliation of the cash and money that was spent during the course of the month. Page 2 has the revenues for the month. Again, as you can see, with the monies were due on April 1st from the member towns. Everything through, a couple days after the close of the month, everything was received. But we received $1.1 million worth of revenue from the member towns. And again, we get our Chapter 78 on a monthly basis. So everything continues to move along as planned on the revenue side. On the expenditure side, again, a lot of the budgetary items we've, with Mr. Hickey's announcement to the staff that we're trying to close up the purchasing of supplies through the end of the year to get a handle on where everything is. Right now, we have, everything's in line with the budget. The expenditures are on target. There is one item on here that, line number 32, that shows a little bit of a negative on there. That was just a miscommunication. There was monies that were put through the budget that actually are going to be expended through one of the special ed grants. So we're going to fix that for next month. But that was just it was put through the budget, but it was supposed to go someplace else. So we'll fix that. And there are no budget issues with that line item. So overall, things are moving well. Edna and Pat are doing a great job in the office. And financially, we're very healthy. So.
Thank you, Jim. And the vote?
Motion.
Second.
Hanover, second by Whitman. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
There are no budget transfers for this meeting. And one other line item that I'd like to mention is that I guess earlier today, the House Ways and Means Committee did release their budget. The good news is that the Chapter 78 was untouched, so the governor's budget number, which is a slight increase over last year's number, was not touched at all. On the good news, the regional transportation numbers were increased over the governor's numbers, and on track. Our allocation is about a $50,000 increase over what the governor's budget had. So, depending upon how the budget battle goes, we're between the governor's budget and the House Ways and Means and whatever discussion is going to happen over the next month or so, we're in good shape. We've used the governor's budget for our budgeting forecast for fiscal 2016. It's a solid number. All the town's assessments have been based upon those numbers, and it looks as though that they will not be reduced, and we won't have any significant issues with that moving forward.
Thank you, Jim. The chairman, I have some requests as we go along, but I'll bring them up as we go. I have nothing other than to ask the superintendent director to bring up our projects that we have going on.
Sure thing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Very briefly, members of the committee, update on fiscal 16 budget. We had a meeting with the Abington FinCom since we last met. That was on March 25th. Adele, Jim, and I attended that meeting, and I thought that went very well. We have no other scheduled Finance Committee meetings at this point. We are, between now and the time we meet again, I think I might have said last year, we have Super Monday, Monday, May 4th. We have town meetings in Hanover, Hanson, Norwell, Rockland, and Whitman. Have not mastered the cloning procedure yet, so we'll strategize with committee members that will be at those respective meetings. Cohasset's town meeting is on Saturday, May 2nd. So by the time we meet again as a group at our May meeting, 7 of our 8 communities will have held their town meetings. Situate's town meeting was held on Monday, April 13th, and the town once again supported our assessment. So I'm pleased with that. Thank you, Jack, for your help navigating that through Situate. That's where things stand as far as the budget is concerned at this point. Next item, MSBA core program, not to be confused with what we're going to talk about later with the boiler, but the MSBA core program, I submitted a statement of interest as you authorized me to do. We sent it in last week, and there's a copy of it that I was able to send to you earlier, just as the background information for a school that has got high interest, sustainable enrollment, a well-maintained aging building with an inadequate weight room, a few shops that are too small, science labs that are also too small, and essentially the message is that we're looking for the MSBA to consider inviting us to apply. This is a long-range process. I also submitted to you a timeline. We all know from building projects in our own towns that this is not an overnight thing. This is essentially a pre-application, and we would not hear any response to this until the fall. If we were invited to apply, then we would have another year to prepare for that. So I'll certainly keep you updated. If we don't get invited the first time, we certainly can apply again. But I know that you're all in support of the idea that for the original building in 1962, we've done a great job. We've strategically invested with the help of MSBA and sometimes on our own to maintain this building. And I think this is an opportunity for us to look at a few other areas, including the ventilation system. Again, their job would be to come out and assess our statement of interest, and then they have to prioritize. So for now, we've done the first step, and there'll be more to be said probably closer to the fall or even the winter. The next item I want to bring to your attention is the Computer Information Technology Program has a Windows Server Administration Fundamentals book for first review, and I'll bring that back to you next month. And last, I'd like to turn it over to Margaret, the administrators, for any updates they'd like to give about things going on around school.
Thank you. This evening, while we are here, we have our Vocational Student of the Year in Worcester right now, who's being celebrated with other Vocational Students of the Year across the state. So Stephen Lee is our Vocational Student of the Year. He's a senior in graphics. And he, last year, went to the National Skills Competition and placed top 10 in the country. So he was our Vocational Student of the Year. Hopefully this year, when we send our kids to skills, we'll have another top 10 finisher. And so we'll be looking to continue that trend.
So subtle.
So subtle. This week also, we are piloting the PARC exam. I know you've probably heard a lot about the PARC. It's been very popular in the news. This test is not a high-stakes test for us. Our students still have to pass MCAS in order to earn a diploma. That's their high-stakes test. The PARC, though, is maybe on the horizon, so we thought that we should pilot it so that we could see what to expect and our students could see what to expect. So what we're hoping for is some feedback from our students about what they thought of the exam and how we should best prepare for that if that rollout actually comes. And last but not least, at the end of this month, we are sending 40 students to the state competition for Skills USA, and hopefully we'll have some gold medal winners.
Good. Good.
Any questions?
The park, that's all going to be online, isn't it?
It is online. We are piloting the computer-based testing.
Yeah.
We've had lots of experience with paper-based testing, so we just thought we would try that and see how our technology and how the network managed it.
And I guess it's maybe a different way to test our teachers at the same time.
I don't know about that. It's an interesting study in assessment, I would say, because they're launching an assessment. We don't know what it looks like. Our students don't know what it's looked like, and our teachers wouldn't know how to prepare them for it. So it's new. If you think back 20 years, when we launched MCAS, it's the same idea.
Yeah. I know it's not picking up very good press, as
Right.
you see in the
Right,
press.
national.
It's not picking up anything.
Right. And we wanted to be careful to make parents aware that this is not a high-stakes exam for their students, and we notified every parent of every student that was taking it to make sure that they understood that we were piloting, and that this was not impacting their grades or their graduation.
Good. Thank you.
Can I speak on this, please? If I can. Just to let you know, there is a citizens petition that's going to be talked about in the town of Whitman and Hanson by a group of people who are against Common Core and PARC. I gave the information. So they're going to be up speaking on it, and I do not know if they're going to ask our standing on what we're doing in South Shore Tech on Common Core. So I guess my answer to them would be is that we are trying it, so we're not surprised what the outcome is if in fact the state does, or is it the federal government or the state that would force us to do that?
Mr. Chairman, it would be the state.
State.
The State Board of Education will be taking this up as an agenda item, I believe, at their September 2015 meeting. They will vote whether to move everyone to PARC or maybe something in between, but I'm told it's in the fall they'll be voting on it.
Because they're asking town meeting in both towns to take a stand on it, saying yeah, either we do want it or we don't want it. They're hoping to say that we don't want it, and we would send a letter to the governor saying that this is something that we, state of the town of Whitman and Hanson, voted against to implement. So I guess my answer to them is that we are trying it so that we are not surprised if in fact it is implemented in the school system. We wanted to see exactly what it's
Well,
for.
that's exactly correct. We don't want to, we're not taking a stand on it one way or the other,
Right.
but if they tell us we're going to do it, we're going to do it, and we thought we should know what we were doing.
Okay,
in order to do it.
great answer, thank you.
Thank you, Dan. You want to address the boiler project? You want
I can
to?
always keep that up.
Okay. I think on the unfinished business, Tom is just going to, we have to amend our budget and these motions that are coming up for our thing. It's not going to cost our towns any more money. We have the money, and these are all amendments for the boiler and project updates and votes.
Members of the committee, so the series of motions that you have in front of you, there are 5 motions that we would need to take action on. The first 4 motions are relative to what Bob just mentioned, which is item 7A on the agenda. First will be a motion to reconsider the existing budget for the limited purpose of transferring money from E&D into the budget. So you have to take a vote to say, yes, let's talk about reopening the current budget for a limited specific reason. In motion number 2, the motion is going to move money from the excess and deficiency account, our savings account, into the income side of our budget. That's where Jim talks about where the revenues are and whatnot. So we have to move that money onto the income side. Motion number 3 is where you'll take a vote to actually increase the total amount of the fiscal 15 budget by the exact value of what we're transferring from the savings account. So first we put money onto the income side, and then in motion number 3, we increase the budget. And as Mr. Mola said, none of this is going to increase assessments for any of our towns this year or next year. We are taking care of the district's responsibility for this project ourselves. Motion number 4 will direct Jim to notify the towns, which is required by regulation, and we'll have a letter that will go out tomorrow notifying the towns. And you've heard me talk about the 45-day window and whatnot. And then we'll stop our business after motion number 4. There's another item on the agenda which is unrelated. And then under new business, we'll come back to motion number 5. It's motion number 5 that is the MSBA's required motion, where we are telling the MSBA, here's how we're covering on paper the total amount of the project. And as whoever is lucky enough to read this motion out loud, you'll hear 3 numbers. You'll hear the total amount, you'll hear the amount coming from savings, and you'll hear the other amount from the assigned fund balance. That 5th motion is what the chairman will sign off on and will send into the MSBA, showing that we've complied with what they need. So, Mr. Chairman, for now, the first 4 motions we would
Okay,
attend
let's
to.
just jump down to unfinished business B, and then all the rest of it is.
We could go seamlessly through it.
Seamlessly through it. I'll take a motion to accept the school calendar for 2015-16 as it is shown in your package.
Second.
Situate and Hanover beat you on that one, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, any discussion on it? All in favor? Unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay, now we'll take the motions. Jerry, would you read motion 1?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion to reconsider the fiscal year 15 South Shore Regional School District operating budget by the local appropriating authorities of the South Shore Regional School District for purposes of authorizing the funds necessary to replace the boiler at South Shore Vocational Technical High School as part of the MSBA's Accelerated Repair Program. The reconsideration is limited only to the transfer of excess and deficiency funds for boiler replacement, and a 2/3 majority is needed.
Any discussion? Dan?
I'll second it.
Okay, Dan seconded it. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye, it's unanimous. Jack, would you read motion 2, please?
I'd like to make a motion to amend the fiscal year 15 South Shore Regional School District income budget by transferring $310,620 from the South Shore Regional School District excess and deficiency fund into the fiscal year 15 South Shore Regional School District income budget.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second on Hanover. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Bob Hayward, would you read motion 3, please?
Certainly. I'd like to make a motion to amend pursuant to approval by the local appropriating authorities of the South Shore Regional School District, the fiscal year 15 South Shore Regional School District operating budget by $310,620 to a total of $12,032,803.
Second.
Second by Situate. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Adele, would you read motion 4, please?
I'd like to make a motion to instruct the district treasurer to inform the appropriate municipal officials of the amendment budget, majority vote needed.
Do I have a second? Cohasset. Discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Dan, would you read motion 5?
Motion to authorize.
Thank you.
The full one,
The whole motion.
motion to authorize the project funding agreement
Yes.
stated below.
Mhm.
Voted that the South Shore Regional School District hereby appropriates the amount of $663,708 for the purpose of paying costs for a boiler replacement project for South Shore Vocational Technical High School located at 476 Webster Street, Hanover, Mass. Under the MSBA Accelerated Repair Program, including the payment of all costs incidental or related thereto, the project, which proposed repair project would materially extend the life of the school and preserve an asset that is otherwise is capable of supporting the required educational program, and for which the district may be eligible for the school construction grant for the Massachusetts School Building Association, MSBA. Said amount to be expanded at the direction of the South Shore Regional School District Committee. To meet the appropriation, the district will utilize $353,088 from fiscal year 2015's assigned fund balance and transfer $310,620 from the excess and deficiency fund. The district acknowledges that the MSBA's grant program is a non-entitlement discretionary program in excess of any grants approved by and received from the MSBA shall be the sole responsibility of the district, provided further that any grant that the district may receive from the MSBA shall not be exceeded the lesser at 54.16% of eligible approved project cost. And let's see, cost as determined by the MSBA, or 2, the total minimum grant amount determined by the MSBA amount set forth in the project funding agreement and may be executed between the district and the MSBA. Holy smoke.
I didn't hear that. Could you read that
Want
again?
to repeat it?
Dan, one correction if you don't mind.
Whatever, my allergies, my eyes are,
The total maximum, not minimum.
All right, maximum, whatever, my
Okay.
allergies and my eyes are running, so.
I'll take a motion that is as printed on
Second
the
that.
Yeah.
thing that Dan just wrote.
Situate second.
And who seconded it?
Situate.
Situate did. Discussion, all in favor? Unanimous.
My eyes are running from the allergies.
Thank you all very much.
I want to thank Tom, and we've been going back and forth with this, even while we were down south on the peninsula, to make sure we had it all, and Jim's help with the towns and Bob's arguments for and against all of it, but. Okay, thank you for that. Now, Where are we here?
The public hearing for school choice.
Okay, now we're going into the public hearing for school choice. And I have to have a vote to open the hearing.
So moved.
Jack, seconded, Cohasset. And I'll take a poll vote on this one. Whitman, yes, no?
Yes. Good.
Cohasset, yes?
This is to
Noel,
open.
yes?
This is to open, right?
Yes,
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
yes,
Yes.
yes, yes. Unanimous to open the public hearing.
Mr. Chairman,
Go ahead.
it would be my recommendation to continue to not participate in the school choice program.
And the reason is that we have,
We have an admissions policy that already handles out-of-district students.
out-of-district students.
This was the same rationale I brought to you a year ago.
Okay, may I have a vote?
You wanna close it?
Need a motion to that effect?
Yes,
Make a motion that we
Not.
not go with the.
participate in school.
Participate in school
Second.
choice, yeah.
Second by Situate. Discussion, all in favor? Unanimous?
We need a voice count on that? Or
No. I did the voice count first.
no?
Okay, that's unanimous on that. Now I'll take a motion to go out of public hearing.
Motion to go out of the
Second.
public hearing.
Second, Whitman. Discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. We're now back in open meeting.
Mr. Chairman?
Go ahead.
Members of the committee, item 8C is something that I'm bringing to you on behalf of the Mass Association of School Committees. It's not something that the committee needs to take action on tonight, but I've listed it on the agenda if you so choose to. The MASC is asking member districts to take a motion that would allow the MASC to become a partner in, should we be in an arbitration on any matter, by including the MASC as a party to our arbitration, it would entitle the organization to receive a copy of any arbitration decision. The MASC's rationale is that as school districts arbitrate over a variety of issues, the arbitration results come into the respective school districts, but are not necessarily archived and cataloged by the parent organization. On the flip side, the union representing the employee who is arbitrating over the issue, the unions have the ability to collectively amass these arbitration decisions. This could be helpful in, the MASC says, in the choice of an arbitrator by looking at previous rulings on similar issues. So the motion that MASC would be proposing would be for, should we be in future arbitrations, that we would be authorizing the MASC to be included. They will not choose the arbitrator on behalf of the South Shore Regional School District's legal counsel. We retain that local control through the attorney that you choose. But they will be a party to these arbitrations so that, essentially for the sole purpose that as they collect arbitration decisions statewide, they will be able to use that information to then share back with its members. And so the document number 7 in your packet, essentially, I paraphrased what that document number 7 says. So if you were interested in taking action on that, the motion that we would want to take would be a motion to designate the Massachusetts Association of School Committees Incorporated, MASC, as one of the South Shore Regional School Committee's representatives pursuant to General Law, Chapter 150E, Section 1, for the particular purpose of selecting an arbitrator and receiving arbitration decisions.
Who made that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Jack made the motion,
I'll
who
second it.
seconded? Bob Haywood seconded. Any discussion? All in favor? Unanimous, so voted.
I'll inform the MASC of your decision.
I think it's a good idea.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, donations next.
Yeah. I have no comment on
Okay,
that.
okay.
I'll make a motion on that if you wish. I make a motion that we accept the donations from John B. Vigiliner, 4 boxes of electronics components, 12 pounds of carbide tooling, and 2 boxes of various electronic components and transducers.
Second, Cohasset. Further discussion? All in favor? Unanimous. Surplus. Take a motion to declare surplus from the Math Department 7 Gateway laptop computers.
I will make that motion to declare them surplus.
Second,
Second.
second by Situate, Hanover first, Situate. All in favor? Unanimous. Warrants.
Okay, warrants 18 and 19, totaling $920,464.25.
Second, second Situate. Further discussion, all in favor? Unanimous. Anyone have anything for action?
Action,
I will make a comment here. Although we're sending letters out to your town administrators and managers, the chair would suggest that you contact them and have them act without a town meeting. Have them just accept it. And they just, I think, have to vote that
Right.
they accept our action. And the letters will explain it fully for them. And we'd like to have that as soon as possible at their next scheduled meeting so that we can start our project prior to July 1st.
I'd like to just say that during our financial budget process, the South Shore was complimented on the presentation of their budget. They found it very informing and laid out perfectly, so that's a credit to Tom and his staff and his faculty. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Norwell was the same way. Matter of fact, we did ours and Norwell was supposed to follow us, but they weren't even ready. Okay, the next on the item is the meeting adjourned unless anybody's got anything else. Dan,
It's a motion to adjourn.
second. Cohasset, it's non-debatable, all in favor? Aye. Unanimous.